Okay, hello everyone. It's great to have you all on board. It's another time with Tutor IO, the enthusiastic tutor, and in today's tutorial, it happens to be the continuation of the course POL316. And in today's class, we're going to be taking our bearing from the concept, okay, the concept of measurement. We'll be considering what the concept of measurement is and why it's so important to political science. For those of us who are new to the stream, let's ensure let's ensure to subscribe to the channel. Let's also ensure to smash the like button, and most importantly, let's ensure to join our party class where we walk you through all your classes, all your courses without leaving any unattended. So how do you become a member? All you need to do is to reach out to us today on our official website, which is www.tutorio.net, and use the WhatsApp button in the top right corner to send us a direct message. With this being said, let's hop straight into today's class. From the concept of measurements. What is the concept of measurements? What is the brain behind measurement? Why does it even exist at first? Now, when we talk about the concept of measurements, we are simply talking about the all and sundry of measurements. Alright, and when we talk about the all and sundry of measurements, we are simply talking about the assignment of numbers or the assigning of numbers, the process of quantifying. It's a quantification, quantitative measure. Are we together? Like, I'll take that again. It is referred to as the process of assigning numbers. All right, the assigning of numbers to things. It is also referred to as a quantitative, all right, approach. It can also be seen as a process of quantifying. All right, whatever it is you want to quantify, but it's a process of quantification. Are we together? So it says here, assigning of number or assignment of numbers to things or concepts in order to analyze them. Assign numbers to things or concepts in order to what? Analyze them. So we have that as that. According to Jones in 1971, here is one, all right, great contributor when it comes to the concept of measurement as far as political science is concerned. He is no other person than the person of Jones, 1971. According to Jones is of the opinion that when we measure something, we are simply doing what? Assigning numerals. All right? Numerals to things according to their operational function. The attachment of numerals according to functionalities. You can see from that angle. attachment of alright, according to the level of function, according to the level of functionality or operational function. Are we together? Operational function or definition. All right, any which one out. Let's just use definition to the material. But basically, what Jones is trying to say here, when you begin to attach numbers, okay, category 1, category 2, all right, category 1 is responsible for this, category 2 is responsible for this. When you begin to attach numerals according to the level of functionality or according to operational definition, then you are referring to what we otherwise, what we know, all right, what we see or conceive as the concept of measurement. So now, let's take a step further. Measurement is the assigning of numbers to things we are interested in analyzing. So you don't bother, you don't waste your time attaching numbers to these things if you are not interested in analyzing them. So the reason why you count, or the reason why you attach number, okay, this is 1,000 naira, this is 3,000 naira, meaning 1,000 naira in 3 places, or this is 5,000 naira, meaning 500 naira in, that should be about, for 1,000 is 10,000, and that 1,000, that's 20 places, alright? So why are you giving all this number? Why are you attaching all this number? Because you want to have detailed understanding of whatever concept or whatever thing you are attaching numbers to. How many balls are in the basket? Okay, I have 7 balls, I have 8 balls. Why do you have these details? Because you've taken your time to assign numbers, and therefore you show the fact that you are interested in giving specific answers to whoever you are reporting to as far as the balls in the basket is concerned or are concerned. It entails a careful, deliberate observation of the real world for the purpose of describing objects. So when you begin to attach numbers, you are being very deliberate. And that's why you see when you make mistake, let's say for example, back then when I was there was this reservation there was this reservation that was booked by a customer, and this reservation was over 1.3 million. And I mean, the very first time I counted millions in cash, all right, I was very surprised. It's just in a small bag. Like, I don't know what to compare the bag with now. Let's just say the breadth of the bag is not just a little bit more than this, all right, and the length something like this. And in that small bag is we have concared, all right, cash. Those cash were bounded both ends, considering the breadth and the length of those cash were compressed. I could not even, it was not even compressed with rubber band, it was compressed with more like a plastic band. This band, or this rope, I will call it band, that comes with electronic. When you buy a new electronic, especially this big electronic like TV, refrigerators, there you find this plastic band used alongside styrofoam. That is what this cash were used. All right, that's what was used to bound this cash, and some of them had even got stuck to each other that I even had to use water on my palm, on my finger to separate them. So at the point I couldn't count because we had no machine. I had to count manually. So I had to I had to invite my colleague on duty to help me confirm the cash, because it's not even 1,000 naira cash, it's 500 naira cash, and I kept on counting until I counted 1.3 million naira cash. They remitted it with the accountant immediately. All right. So what am I saying here? I was being intentional. I am very intentional when I was counting that cash, because if anything goes wrong, I will be held responsible for it. And the customer had to wait behind till I do my confirmation. All right. So when we assign number to whatever it is we are assigning number to, we are being very, all right, deliberate. All right. We are being very careful. All right. Careful, deliberate observation of the real world for the purpose of describing objects. So I can now say, okay, yes, I have confirmed that this customer, that transaction is reality. All right, it's not sci-fi. So I've been able to confirm that this is the amount of cash deposited by this customer. All right, because to seal the reservation, the customer is expected to pay at least 50% or 100% down payment. All right. There are times whereby the down payment might be so amount, and on that day of the event, the customer might still take things outside, or the final bill might even be more than what they even deposited. And in some cases, we will be the one to do the refund if they do not use up to the amount deposited. So that was a real life experience, and according to what we had there, I had to take my time to confirm the deposit, then give my report, describe that yes, this deposit is what it is. All right, describe object and event in terms of attributes composing of a variable. All right, so we have that. I think that's enough on. Measurement. All right. So with this, I believe we have an understanding of what it means by measurement. So now let's take a step further. So why do we measure? I believe we already have an answer to that already. Why do we measure? First, measurement allows us to delineate, find differences between people in terms of their characteristics in question. Are we together? Measurement allows us to what? Describe, to set out, all right, to delineate. This word, synonyms of this word are to set out, all right, describe, present, outline, depict, all right, and the list goes on and on. All right, it allows us to what? Delineate differences. All right, differences between people, all right, objects, in terms between people, objects, all right, events, name it, all right, or name them. Delineate the differences between, all right, all these variables. So all these are considered as variable, all right, in terms of the characteristics in question. So like I said earlier, you don't just assign number for the fun of it. All right, you don't just assign number for the fun of it. you assign numbers because you are very intentional, you are very deliberate about knowing the specifics. All right, you are intentional and deliberate about knowing the specifics. Now when we talk about the specifics, we are talking about the characteristics in question. That is the reason behind your careful observation of assigning numbers to either of any of these. All right, although this list is not excluded, it's not exhaustive, it's actually limited. There are a lot of variables you can assign numbers to, but for the purpose of this class, we are using just these 3 variables. All right, so that is why we measure. All right, that is why we measure. Secondly, we measure to give a consistent, all right, yardstick or device for making such distinctions. All right, distinctions. This is why this is this. This is why this is this. So if you don't measure, there will be a problem. All right. There are certain situations or cases whereby we can only agree at a junction, at a conclusion, all right, for either transacting or communicating, except we measure. There are some jobs now, they pay you based on how many hours you are working. So your payment now is based on the measurement of how many hours you are working. You are being paid per hour. There are some purchases now you make, maybe a bag of rice or maybe a module of beans, whatever, it is being measured. I mean, basically, there's nothing in this life that we kind of, all right, purchase or transact that is not even being measured, because it's by the level of the measurement that determines how much we are paying or what we are giving up to get it for. All right, do you even know? We can even say that the price you pay, all right, for a particular thing is even a measurement. All right, because why do you pay for this board? For example, the board I was using in Lagos then is, you can remove this particular one, like maybe 4 of it from the board. It's a very big board. All right, and here this is another side. This one reminds me of the very first board I was using then when I started classes online. Now this board is not being sold for the same price of the same board I was using in Lagos. Why? Because the size, all right, size is also a measurement. All right, it is the size. In some cases, it could be the quantity. Some cases, 1 kg rice is not the same price as, it doesn't go for the same price as 10 kg bag of rice. All right, so basically, measurement goes a long way in our daily life activities. All right, it gives a yardstick for making a distinction or even for making decisions. All right, measurement. That thirdly now, a yardstick for distinction, and thirdly, it provides the basis for more precise estimates on the degree of relationship between concepts. All right, basics for more precise estimates. Precise estimates, basis for precise estimates of the degree relationship. All right, so by a level of measurement, you get the basis, all right, the foundation for which an estimate, all right, can be made in order to determine the relationship between concepts. Now, what are we saying here in essence? With the help of measurements, you can say 2 tubers of yam, when you plant it in the next 5 years, or in the next 1 year, or in the next 6 months or 8 months, you should be able to harvest 4 tubers of yam. Or when you plant 50 grains of corn, all right, when you plant 50 grains of corn, in the next few months, you should be harvesting 100 whole or complete corns. All right, with measurements, you can tell that you can give an estimate, a precise estimate that yes, if you apply this and this combination of this quantity, we call something recipe. When I was baking then, well, I did not actually directly learn how to bake, but I happened to be with someone who does bake, who is a baker, and I sometimes assist her. There's one thing she doesn't joke with when it comes to baking, all right? She doesn't joke with the recipe. If a single drop or a single inch or a single quarter, all right, or a single measurement is out of line, it can affect the outcome of the cake, all right? So she doesn't joke with the recipe in the sense that if you follow the recipe, then you already know, you can tell the outcome. All right, you can tell the outcome if you follow the recipe. So very quickly, we have levels of measurement. What are the levels of measurements? Levels. So we have levels. What are the levels of management? I said management, measurement. Now, speaking of which, to start what we call the nominal measurement. When we speak of the nominal measurement, it is the lowest and the most simple level of measurement. Nominal measurement. The lowest and the most simple level of measurements, as it involves the classification, all right, the classification. If you're on the stream and you have not liked this video, you have not liked the stream, please ensure to do that right away. It's one way to tell the algorithm, YouTube algorithm, that we are doing something great here. All right, I also want this opportunity to also encourage each and every one of us on this stream to also try as much as possible to talk to students about what we do. There are a whole lot of students out there who have no idea about the wonderful things we are doing this stream. Please, I encourage us to try and talk to 1 or 2 persons. It could be in a group whereby it's created. Definitely, I cannot be in all groups. All right, so it could be a group which you are privileged to be a member, and I'm not there. You can take out time to private chat your classmates on the accord or by the permission of the admin of that group. You can post, all right, invitations of classes to these groups. So now we have the nominal measurement. This is the lowest and the most simplest level of measurement. It involves the classification or categorization of subjects, all right, into classes, all right, that have no direct or direction to them or differentiation. So this is just basic classification, all right, basic classification. Then we have the ordinal measurement. Now, for the ordinal measurement, this enables researchers to rank or order their subject or responses, of their subject in such ways like greater than or less than. So this is beyond, it goes a little bit above basic classification. Alright, with these, researchers can, alright, rank their subjects, alright, whereby we can tell that, okay, this is more. So this one can just be, in our basket, we have 10 red balls. But ordinal will tell you, in that basket, no, this one will tell you, basic class, in that basket we have balls. So it will not even tell you which is red, which is blue, or which is yellow. This is nominal measurement. You can tell that, okay, we have 20 baskets, 20 balls in that basket. But nominal, ordinal will tell you, in that basket, we have 3 red balls, 2 green balls, 5 blue balls. Are we together? As a higher level of measurement, speaking of ordinal measurements now, as a higher level of measurements in relation to nominal measurements, the ordinal measurement enables researchers not only to differentiate groups, but also to express them in greater than or less than relationship with numbers used to represent this group. Alright, so I believe we understand that well enough. Now let's move to the next one, which is interval measurements. For interval measurement, according to Black and Champion in 1976, they are of the opinion that the level of measurement has all the the properties of nominal and ordinal. So the combination of these two makes the interval. The combination of nominal and ordinal makes up the interval measurement. In addition to showing equal spacing between intervals, alright, so we have okay. Now, the combination of the nominal and the ordinal makes up the interval. We also have the ratio measurement. And for the ratio measurement, alright, from the ratio measurement, it has the property of the highest level of measurement, highest level. The properties of the highest level of measurements as the highest level of measurements in terms of precision. Of extent in inches, of weight in pounds, of time in seconds, alright, are illustrations of ratio scales, alright, or ratio measurements. So here it's a combination of all these three, and it goes further when you talk about the expression of extent, which are in inches, or weight, which are in pounds, or time, which are in seconds, are all the expression or illustration of ratio measurement. Alright, so we have extent in inches, so we have weight in pounds, and we have time in seconds. So we have that as that. So I'm going to call it wrap here for today. And in our next class, we're taking off from scale of measurement. I would like to let us understand that we will be moving at a very moderate pace, a little bit fast than what we used to do before, starting from our next class, because I want us to finish this course latest next week, so we can get started with another course entirely that same next week. Thank you very much, everyone. We're taking off from the scales of measurement. We'll talk about what scales are, and we will be progressing from there in our next class. Do have a wonderful evening, and bye for now.